How's it going? How's it going? And welcome to From the Sidelines. My name's Josh Duvall, and I'm here with Chad Davis and Devin Davis. And today, it's Selection Sunday, so we've got bracket stuff to talk about. You're going to get our breakdown and analysis during this live stream on Twitch. So, yeah, just tune in, give us your thoughts, whatever you want. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at FTS Pod. You can follow us on Twitter at FTS Pod as well. We got this thing floating around there on the interwebs. It's called a website. You can visit that at ftspod.com. That is ftspod.com if you can't spell. And if you got any comments, questions, concerns, dad jokes, whatever, email us at the ftspod@gmail.com. So, Selection Sunday. Wow. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? COVID? Nope, we're here. We're here. It's
Yeah, we're
happening.
finally here.
And it's a rather awkward bracket, if I say so myself.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, what
definitely
do you guys think?
definitely a lot of interesting draws. I think we had some interesting bubble controversies, so to speak. Uh, Louisville getting left on the outside with the athletic director of Kentucky being the chair of the committee, so that's always fun, making the rivalry a little more interesting. But yeah, like I said, I mean, I think some of the regions are really tough, and then the other ones are, kind of chalky. So we'll go through the brackets, kind of see what we think, and uh, give you guys our predictions.
Let's do it.
All right, so getting started on our website, you can find the official FTS Tournament Challenge link. We posted an article on our website, so you can go check that out on ftspod.com. You can go here and then find the article, and then just click the little invite link, and it'll hyperlink you to our group on ESPN. So the FTS 2021 bracket group. So go ahead and join that. You can compete against all of our contributors for FTS Pod. Brackets are going to be due on Friday. So go ahead and get your predictions in. They're live on ESPN. So go ahead and check that group out, and hopefully you can defeat all of the FTS members.
That ain't happening. Sorry, but I'm winning.
I'm due for a win.
Josh, I think in the conference brackets, you had a whole bracket over Chad because Chad forgot to do the ACC and Chad still beat you. So I don't know about all that trash talk, my man.
No, I didn't just beat him. I beat him by 3 whole points.
Yeah,
It
whatever.
was like barely.
Well,
I mean, I did have a perfect SEC bracket, so just gonna throw that out there.
I didn't have a single perfect bracket, so there you go. That's that.
Chad's just going to transition that SEC perfection into the actual March Madness.
Exactly.
All right, well, for this episode and this video and stream, we're gonna do a little collective FTS bracket prediction. Kind of talk about some of the draws while we do it, and then fill out our bracket, and we'll put this in the group as well, so you guys can see compete against our collective mind, and see if you can defeat that, even if you can't defeat us individually. So we'll get started. In the West region, we got the overall number 1 seed, Gonzaga. They're going to be going up against the winner of the first 4-game Norfolk State.
Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
don't even have to finish saying it. It's Gonzaga. It's a cakewalk for them. I mean, their entire region is just so uncompetitive compared to Gonzaga. I mean, the rest of them they can play around, they can compete, but Gonzaga is just, I mean, it's like they're going to be like playing a bunch of old people practically. Like the Gonzaga is like this nice young athletic team, and then every other team on there compared to them is just like grannies and grandpas on walkers. So it's going to be a cakewalk.
All right. Well, we got the first competitive game of the brackets, the 8-9 between Oklahoma and Missouri. Kind of an underwhelming 8-9 game in my opinion. I think I'm kind of inclined to take Missouri. I think especially that Illinois game really sticks out in my mind, where they really showed some fight and was really competitive against one of the best teams in the nation. So I think I'm leaning Missouri. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't like Oklahoma at all. They're just way too inconsistent, and when you're in a tournament where you have to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row, I'm not feeling it even with the first round in an 8-9 matchup. So Give me Missouri. I just think they're a better team, and they can actually consistently win games.
I don't know. Both teams are just bad. I mean, I could see it going either way. I guess Missouri, but I could honestly see Oklahoma winning as well. I think it'll be a competitive game. I think it'll be a good
Yeah.
game, but both suck and both are due for a round of 32 loss regardless. So, but yeah, I'll go with Missouri.
All right, so we're in unanimous decision agreement there. The 5-12. I think this is probably one of the most popular upset picks of the entire bracket. We got Creighton versus UC Santa Barbara, champions of the Big West. UC Santa Barbara's really solid all year, and they look dominant in the Big West tournament. They beat UC Irvine clinically in the championship game, and I mean Creighton is coming in off that beating they took from Georgetown, so I'm inclined to take Santa Barbara here for the 12-5 upset.
I don't think I can. I think Creighton's too good. I mean, I think last game was just a fluke. I got them at least winning, a round of 64. I mean, I don't think they're that bad. I'm gonna take Creighton. I mean, they've got a lot of good guys.
I mean, I don't really know, to be honest. I liked Creighton all year. But that 40-point loss to Georgetown, the worst team in the conference, they just went on some kind of run like no one saw it coming. And yet they just get blown out by 40. I really don't know what to make of them. I don't know a whole lot about Santa Barbara, but I usually like to take the teams with the momentum, and right now it's Santa Barbara that has the momentum, and with Creighton coming off that awful performance. So I like the 12 upset with Santa Barbara.
All right, we get that's majority. Josh, you're outvoted here. We got Santa
Democracy,
Barbara.
yeah, democracy wins.
All right, the 4-13, we got Virginia versus Ohio. Virginia, had their ACC tournament run cut short due to COVID issues, so hopefully that doesn't impact them in the actual March Madness tournament. And then Ohio defeating Buffalo in the MAC championship game to get in. So, I'm not really keen on Virginia's play style in early rounds like we saw against UMBC, but that's just kind of how they play the pack line defense. So I think they're susceptible to an upset, but I'm not sure that Ohio is the team to do it. So I got Virginia moving on.
I got Virginia moving on too. I don't like they're not a good team. I think they could lose round of 32. Honestly, to who do we have beating Creighton?
UC Santa Barbara.
Yes, that Santa Barbara. Yeah, I could totally see them losing to Santa Barbara in the second round. Yeah, I mean Ohio's not good, but Virginia's not good. But Virginia, I guess. I mean, they're no Kyle. It's no Kyle Guy team, but
Might I remind you, the Kyle Guy team also lost to 16 seed.
This is true.
But
yeah.
yeah, really, yeah. Virginia is definitely going to move on, assuming they play. Can't imagine they would have 2 COVID outbreaks, so better to get it out of the way now.
All right. Well, moving on, we got the first four matchup between Wichita State and Drake. Some mid-major teams getting in on the bubble over the likes of Louisville, so it's kind of shocking, but I'm happy to see Drake get in. They were one of the last remaining unbeatens all year. They faltered down the stretch a little bit, but I still think they could prove to be a competitive team, especially against USC out of the Pac-12. Assuming they beat Wichita State, I'm not sure. Not sure that they can do that.
Yeah.
But
I am. I got Drake winning
Like
that game easy.
You're crazy. You're out of your mind. I just wanted to bring up the fact that Devin said shocking about the Shockers. But yeah, you're out of your mind if you think Drake's gonna win. I don't. That's no brainer. Like that's Wichita State, easy.
No,
I
I don't like
got
it.
Drake. But regardless,
Thank you.
Josh, I think we can agree.
What?
What? Drake has been
Drake?
yes. What Drake was like 22-0 or something. Like they went on an insane run and it's kind of I think teams started to figure him out later on in the year, but nonetheless, I think I'm unimpressed with Wichita State.
I was telling y'all before we got on here. I didn't even think Wichita State should have been in the last four in. So very fraudulent team. I've never been on the Wichita State bandwagon, so
I mean, I'm a big Ron Baker guy. So I always give Wichita State the benefit of the doubt just because of Ron. But I don't know. I mean, they have Eddie, and I mean he's a baller. I mean, outside of him, there's not really anybody else. But Drake, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with it. But
Well, regardless,
you know,
do you have one of these first four teams pulling the upset over USC, or you think USC can win the
I
game?
think USC. I think USC moves on. They just have the star player in Mobley, and that's the difference between this team and Wichita State or Drake. So I think that's what puts USC over the top
yeah,
in this game.
yeah, I agree with that. I have USC going on.
Wow, I completely disagree. I
Uh-oh.
think USC is fraudulent. I think they're really bad. I mean, I had Colorado beating them in Pac-12 bracket. And you know, a first four team always wins the round of 64 game. It's just a matter of whether it's this one or a match we'll get to later. And I think either team can beat USC handily. So personally, I would be picking that in my bracket, but we'll go USC.
I don't know. I just think Evan Mobley's too much of a stud. I mean, he's averaging almost a triple double. Like, or not triple double, double double, not triple double.
Triple double. Well, that's Russell Westbrook
Russell
numbers.
Westbrook over here.
I mean, but yeah, he's good. I mean, he's averaging like 17 points a game. So he's too good. I guess why I got to go with USC.
All right. The 3-4 team, we got Kansas, Eastern Washington. I mean, as long as Kansas doesn't have any lingering COVID effects, should be Kansas easy.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought I knew all the teams with auto bids, but I completely forgot about Eastern Washington. So Kansas it is.
Yeah, I really thought Weber State would win that conference, but they lost to Montana, I think it was. So yeah, Eastern Washington got the win. All right. Oregon VCU. Really unattractive 7-10 game in my opinion.
Josh was loving it. He's like, "Oh, this
I
is
was
the
not loving it.
first matchup I can't wait to see is Oregon VCU."
It's
You
gonna
know,
be a close game.
Devin, back me up.
Hey, he is. Josh did say this before we on off the air.
Yes, I think it'll be in a good game, but not in the sense of like both teams are good. In the sense of both teams are bad. That's not me hyping it up. That's me like
All
a
right.
good game. I don't care who's playing. You could be watching the two worst teams in your little league, I guess, and it'd be a good game because they're both bad, equal. Equal teams make for good games. Two bad
I
teams make
I
for a
guess
good
it'll
game.
be if competitive is what you're looking for, sure. If high quality basketball is what you're looking for, might want to flip the channel. But regardless, I have Oregon winning this game. Kind of unimpressed with VCU throughout the A10 season. I didn't really think they matched up with St. Bonaventure or St. Louis. Uh, Billikens didn't even make the field, so I got Oregon winning. One of the best teams in the Pac-12. So
I got Oregon as well.
Yeah, I mean, I got Oregon.
all right, and then we all have Iowa over Grand Canyon.
Now hold up. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
got Iowa.
All right, you all are funny. All right, the second round we had Gonzaga and Missouri moving on. I think the Zags shouldn't
No
have
brainer.
any problem.
Zags are taking another bye week with that one.
Zags have like three bye weeks, maybe four.
Well, considering the
Yeah.
bracket only lasts 3 weeks, it's kind of impressive they have four. Um, the 12-4, kind of an interesting matchup to me. We have Santa Barbara versus Virginia. I don't think the miracle run for UCSB stops here.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me either, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Josh, answer.
Me answer.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
I wasn't for Santa Barbara to begin with.
Yeah, so you
But
can go ahead and get yours out of the way.
here's the thing: I think Creighton's better than Virginia, though. Personally, I just think they had a fluke game last game. So I mean, I'll hop with Devin on this one. Give me Santa Barbara.
Oh, so it doesn't matter what I pick.
No, yeah, it doesn't matter. You can give your opinion, but it won't matter in the
Yeah.
end. Sorry.
I mean, I think Virginia wins. It's just a matter if Santa Barbara can make it that far, get past Creighton. Because if you're going by round picks, the safer option is clearly Virginia. But like, just in case Santa Barbara does not pull the upset on Creighton and they make it to the Sweet 16, that's the only risk with that. But if they do make it this far, I do think they can win. But I think the safer pick is Virginia. Not like it matters, though.
Yeah, I think the matchup will be really interesting if Santa Barbara makes it because I mean their two main guards, McLaughlin and Norris, are really good 3-point shooters, and so I think that's kind of the kryptonite to Virginia's defense, which we kind of saw all the way in 2018 and 2019. So I think they have the veteran guards that can compete with Virginia. So I like Santa Barbara to make the Sweet 16. All right. In the next matchup, we have the 6 seed USC versus Kansas. I'm going Kansas. I haven't
Kansas.
been on the USC train all year. Not starting now.
I mean, Evan Mobley
I,
can get him one game, but he can't single handedly beat Kansas.
yeah, I'm not sure I trust USC to make it that far or to win the round of 64 game. So
All right, and then the 7 versus 2, we have Oregon and Iowa.
Iowa. I mean, that's what I got.
Yeah, I got Iowa as well. Yeah, the Pac-12 just uninspiring to me all year, and I'm underimpressed. And the Big Ten, probably the best conference in basketball the whole season. So I think Iowa's a solid pick here. All right, the Sweet 16 on to the second weekend in the West region. Gonzaga, UC Santa Barbara. Zags would love to see the 12 seed make it to the Sweet
yes.
16. Nothing would make Gonzaga happier. I got Gonzaga moving on.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
The Gauchos
Santa Barbara.
run comes to an end.
I
The
used to play for the
Gauchos.
Gauchos.
Yes, they are the Gauchos.
What a good mascot. It's such a good name. I love it.
Like in AAU ball, I played for the Gauchos. I didn't know what it was until like years later, but I was little.
All right, and then the 2-3 matchup, we have Kansas versus Iowa. One of the better matchups I think I'm looking forward to in the bracket. I think both are solid, veteran-laden teams. Luka Garza, obviously, Jordan Bohanna, terrific guard for Iowa. So I'm interested to see what you guys think on this matchup.
I mean, you gotta talk about Garza's eyebrows again. They're humongous. I think Iowa's gonna win.
Wait, Devin,
He's just good. I think Iowa's the better overall team. I think they're more well-rounded than Kansas is. I think they're a little more consistent. Kansas has had some questionable plays in games here and there, and I feel like Iowa's just a little more polished team. So
wait, Devin, who'd you pick?
I have not picked yet.
Oh, you've not picked. Maybe it's just for the name, the team name, but I'm gonna go Kansas. They're one of those blue blood teams. So give me Kansas.
I think I'm
Never really been a big Iowa guy.
I think I'm gonna go with Iowa here simply because I don't think Kansas has anyone that can defend or match Luka Garza on the interior. I mean, if you watch Kansas all season, they have not had a reliable interior presence since Azubuike left. So I think they're competitive on the perimeter, but I think Iowa has the guards that can keep up with guys like Marcus Garrett. So I think Luka Garza on the interior will be the difference this matchup. So I'm gonna take Iowa. So we got Iowa moving on, and then we'll be facing Gonzaga in the Elite Eight with the 1-2.
Really, no matter who Gonzaga plays, I'm still picking them. So their undefeated run goes all the way to the Final Four.
yeah, I gotta go with Gonzaga as well.
Yep, I'm gonna make it unanimous. I think between Corey Kispert and Jalen Suggs, just terrific, terrific late game situations and options they can turn to. You saw that in the WAC championship game when they were behind BYU and they came back, and Jalen Suggs was terrific. So I'm going to take the Zags there. All right, we'll go down to the East region. We got Michigan in the 116 matchup. I'll take the Wolverines.
Why not?
I'm not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of have to.
I just want to throw out there, this is obviously the weakest bracket, so it's just, I don't know what to make of this. This is so bad.
Something about that bottom left region.
It always
Something
feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always feels subpar. It's normally because it's the West region and there's less teams out west that are kind of dominant, but this year is kind of weird. But nonetheless, the 8-9 we have LSU versus St. Bonaventure. LSU had a competitive run in the SEC tournament. To my surprise, I was not an LSU fan, as you heard on the conference tournament episode. And
I wasn't either.
St.
I was.
Bonaventure.
Hello, I was.
Yeah, Chad, settle down there. And then St. Bonaventure made the run and won the A10 tournament. Beat St. Louis handily in the semifinal, and then didn't have much trouble with VCU today. So I think the Bonnies kind of competitive for a mid-major. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. I don't like LSU. I mean, at all. I mean, I think they're not good. They're not good. I don't know how Chad was right.
Because
I think it was
I know it's good.
it's not LSU.
No,
give me the upset.
no, okay. Well, I'm going LSU, even though the Bonnies were the best team in the A10, won that conference pretty handily. LSU, I've been on them all year, so why would I stop now against a mid-major? I'm going LSU.
Yikes.
I was really not convinced with LSU until the SEC tournament. And I don't. This is tough. They really impressed me in literally all three games, even against Ole Miss. So I think I'm gonna take LSU. I think between Devontae Smart uh, and
Thomas.
okay,
Cameron Thomas.
Cameron Thomas, yeah, and Watford on the interior. He had a game today in the championship game. So
It's just outside of those guys, they have no bench. I don't know.
Good thing the bench plays on the bench. They just
Is
sit
that
there.
right? Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
Who would have thought?
I think it would depend. If I legitimately thought St. Bonaventure was the best team in the Atlantic 10, I would take them. But I I still think St. Louis is just better. So I think that's kind of why I'm inclined to take LSU here. The 5-12, we got the Georgetown Hoyas. They made the run through the Big East tournament somehow. They were 9-12 going into the tournament and won 4 games in 4 days against Colorado. Uh, 5 seed out of the Pac-12, made it to the Pac-12 championship game and lost to Oregon State. So what do we have here?
Colorado. Colorado,
Um,
easy.
it's got to be Colorado. Georgetown can't keep up this level of play. Their luck, and yes, luck has to run out eventually. I'm gonna go with Colorado here. They were the last seeded team in the tournament in the Big East for a reason. So
Yeah, I like Colorado. They were my favorite team in the Pac-12, and they came up a little bit short against Oregon State, unfortunately. But I don't think that changes my opinion. And Georgetown, like the run, like based on like what? Based on what? Like they didn't do anything that impressed me in the Big East tournament. Somehow they killed Creighton. I couldn't explain it to you. It happened. But I don't think this is the 12-5 matchup that pulls off the upset. So I'm gonna take Colorado as well. Florida State versus UNC Greensboro as the 4-13 matchup. Thoughts? Anyone feeling an upset brewing here?
I don't think it's gonna be to Florida State. I don't know. I kind of like Florida State. I don't know. What do you all think?
I could see it.
I
I could see it. But I think Florida State with Walker, I think they have enough to avoid the upset. But there will be a couple brackets I pick Greensboro to pull the upset. But I think I'm inclined to take Florida State here.
Yeah, I mean they got
Yes.
Walker and Scotty Barnes. I just think they have too much talent.
Okay. The 6-11, we have another first four game. The 11 seed play in will be Michigan State versus UCLA. A winner to take on BYU. I mean, a first four team always wins in the round of 64.
Give me the upset.
Do we think Michigan State's going to beat UCLA? Because I am 100% all in on Michigan
They
State.
should.
Yeah,
They should. But
I would think, yeah.
Okay.
honestly, this one actually does depend on who wins. Because I'm not a big UCLA fan at all, and if UCLA somehow wins that game, I got BYU. But I can also see Michigan State if they win the playing game. I could very easily see Michigan State beating BYU. I don't really like BYU much. I think they're overrated as a 6 seed to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, see, I'm a little different because I could see Michigan State and UCLA beating BYU. I just don't think BYU's that good. So, I mean, I'm giving you the upset.
All right, yeah, I would take Michigan State to win versus UCLA and BYU. I think a lot of people might think that BYU is going to be competitive because they were competitive against Gonzaga, but they shot like over 70% in the first half, and it was just really unsustainable. And as predicted, they fell apart in the second half. So I think behind Aaron Henry, I think Michigan State can get the win. And Tom Izzo in March, I'm not going to go against him. The 3-14, we have Texas versus Abilene Christian. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched Abilene Christian. I have no opinion. I'm not a huge Texas guy, but I think they're good enough they can win the 3-14 game here and avoid the upset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take Texas. I don't really have much of an opinion about this one either.
All right, the 7-10. Neither team I'm too fond of again in this 7-10 matchup. Uconn versus Maryland. Anyone have any thoughts or inclination?
This is kind of a boring one.
I think so too.
Wait, what seed is a Uconn
7. They're
7.
the 7.
player? Okay.
I'm gonna take Maryland because I think Connecticut, Yukon, whatever you want. Who calls them Connecticut? I don't know why I said that. I think they're frauds, and I kind of like the way Maryland ended their season, and they played well in the tournament. Gave Michigan a run for their money. So, yeah, I think I got Maryland in the 10-7 upset.
I like Maryland too. I think they got a couple good guys. What's his name? It's not obviously not Andrew Wiggins, but something Wiggins. It's like Aaron Wiggins. I think he's good. Give me Maryland. I I just don't. I haven't really watched much UConn basketball this year, so I don't really have much of an opinion on this one either, honestly.
I think I would take UConn if push came to shove. I really like their backcourt, but I have no. It's not a hard, fast thing. So we'll take Maryland to advance in the 10-7 win. Bama versus Iona. Rick Pitino taking the Gales to the tournament yet again. They were the 9 seed because the Metro Atlantic Conference, they do things a little bit differently. They like to seed it based on how many total wins you get. In a COVID year, nonetheless, where teams are taking breaks instead of win percentage. So if you're Siena, you're loving having to face Iona in the first round and getting upset. So I think 15 seed might be a little criminally underrated for the Gales, but I think Bama's too good of a 2 seed to lose in the 2-15 game.
Yeah, I just like Alabama's offense. Like their scheme is just completely. I mean, this is 2021 basketball. I mean, they make their shots. They shoot a lot of shots too. So when you're making a lot of shots, shooting a lot of shots, I mean, you're gonna win games. Kind of surprised they only beat LSU by a couple points, but I still think they should at least get past this round.
Yeah, I was very confused on how they did their seeding. It was freaking so weird. They were the 9 seed and they had like a bet. I forgot who they're playing, but they had a better record. I think it was like crap. I don't even remember.
Siena, right?
Like
Or
Fairfield.
Niagara?
Who'd
They
they play?
play
It was Niagara. That's what it
Niagara
was.
in the semifinal, yeah.
Yeah, they were playing Niagara. I was like, why are they 4 seeds lower than Niagara? I was like, I didn't understand it at all. But yeah, Bama's just they're just too good of a team. They're the best SEC team. Their style of play, Nate Oates has got them rolling. So I think Bama rolls.
Big NATO's
Roll
guy.
Tide.
All right. Moving on to the round of 32. Michigan versus LSU.
Michigan.
Isaiah Livers is out with a stress fracture, so it'll be a new look Michigan Wolverines and probably their first test. So Josh said Michigan a little bit too
I
quickly
don't.
for my liking.
I agree.
I'm not a big LSU guy. I'm sorry.
I was never a big Michigan guy, and the fact that Isaiah Livers is now out gives me a little bit of pause. I think I'll take Michigan as well, but wouldn't shock me to see Michigan lose this game.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that Michigan will get upset sometime. I'm just not sure it's this round. I'm
I mean,
still
yeah,
gonna go Michigan.
they still have Hunter Dickinson and Franz Wagner. I mean,
Yeah, I mean they're still a solid team. Yeah, I'll take. Okay, we'll advance Michigan, but keep an eye out on that round of 32 game. The 5 and the 4 seed we have Colorado versus Florida State. I'm a big Buffs guy. I actually like them to win this game. Uh, was unimpressed with Florida State against Georgia Tech in particular. Uh, really felt like on the defensive side of the court they just weren't able to really stop the 4 players that Georgia Tech have. And Jose Alvarado was disruptive as well on the defensive end. So I got the Buffs to pull off this 5-4 upset.
I
I
don't know,
think I'm
Chad. What do
with
you think?
you. I think I'm with you. I like Leonard Hamilton, but Florida State has just been a weird team. They've they've not been good as I would expect them to be, or as their record would show. I just think they've struggled quite a bit. Um, I kind of like Colorado, so just give me Colorado. I just that's more of me not trusting Florida State.
Yeah, that's like I like Florida State. They're just kind of they don't shoot the 3 ball very well. Um, I think Colorado's better in that aspect somehow. I guess I'll go with Colorado too. I'm not very confident about that, but I mean, just, Walker and Scotty Barnes can pull something off. I mean, but
I'll be interested
neither
to
one of
watch.
them are really shooters. So
Yeah, I'll be interested to watch McKinley Wright versus MJ Walker. I think that'll be a really competitive backcourt battle between those two guys. All right, so we have the winner of the playing game, which we expect will be Michigan State against Texas. I'm not a I'm just not a big Texas guy, but the bracket just seems too easy that
Yes.
I think we just
it,
have to take them.
I don't know if Michigan State wins that game. I could see Michigan State winning that.
I feel like Michigan State plays to their level of competition where they play down against some of the inferior teams, but it wouldn't shock me like if they pulled like a huge upset and made a run. So, uh, I mean, I can see it as well, but I'm just not sure that I'm ready to hitch my wagon to that train.
I'm hitching my wagon. I've got Michigan State, assuming they beat UCLA. I got them beating Texas too.
Keep in mind though, Michigan State was really bad to begin the year. Um, Now they've been playing well here recently, but I just think Texas is the safer choice here. So that'll be my pick.
I'll take Texas. I think Andrew Jones, Matt Coleman are a really good backcourt, and should be able to contain Aaron Henry on the other side. So I'll take Texas. We'll advance though. Maryland versus Bama. I got Bama. Roll Tide.
Bama pretty easily. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Damn easily.
All right, the Sweet 16, Michigan versus Colorado.
Colorado. I got Colorado. I think this is where Michigan loses. Give me Colorado. Bit of an upset.
It's
So you
tough
say
for
that
me.
it's tough for me to put Colorado in the Elite Eight. So
I
Well, I
understand that.
mean, assuming I don't know what's wrong with Livers, but assuming he's out this game too, possibly. I mean, I think Colorado's got an advantage.
I really like McKinley Wright for Colorado, but this is a tough one to pick. Chad, are you taking Michigan?
I I do think Michigan. There's a good chance Michigan could be out by now, but I'm I I don't know. I can't pick anyone else though. I don't know. I'm just playing it safe here, so I guess I'll just go Michigan. Juwan Howard winning Coach of the Year. So
I think
I
I'll
don't know.
take I think I'll
I
take
just
Michigan too.
yeah. I just can't put Colorado in
Ooh,
the Elite Eight.
why not? Colorado's a great state.
It's nothing to do with the state. It's just the fact that I would be much more on the Colorado train if they had taken care of business against Oregon State. But watching that Pac-12 title game, you kind of exposed some holes they had on, especially on the interior. And I think Michigan will be able to figure that out in this matchup. So I'll take Michigan to advance.
I'm here for the people of Colorado. I got
Hey,
you guys.
show all your love to Josh. Show all your love to Josh. He's got the faith. We get in the other Sweet 16 game, we have Texas versus Alabama.
Alabama. I mean, I think this is a no-brainer.
I like Alabama. NATO, its play style. It's enough to convince me they would.
Yeah, this feels a little too easy. I, I feel uneasy about picking Bama because like you just know it's not going to be that easy, but I don't see any other scenario.
All right, in the Elite Eight, we got Michigan versus Alabama.
I got Bama.
Bama.
I'll
This
be
is where
taking
Michigan goes
Alabama.
out.
I think I love Herb Jones. I think he's terrific. He's great, and then Petty, and they got the 3-point shooters, and just the play style. I think will be really crucial. So we got Bama advancing to the Final Four. All right, we'll hop on over to the South region, the upper right quadrant. We got Baylor against Hartford. Take Baylor. UNC,
Yep.
Wisconsin. Wisconsin getting a 9 seed was like that seems like the lowest. Like they got the shaft. I thought they should have been a 6, maybe a 5 seed, and they dropped to a 9.
This is
Hey, I
this
don't
is a
know.
very unfortunate spot for them because not only did they get a 9, but they also have to play North Carolina as the 8. So that's just a they get screwed. I remember them getting screwed 2 years ago. I think when they got Oregon as the 12 seed. But and they just stay getting screwed. Not that I'm complaining though. But yeah, I'm excited for this game. I think I'll just take
Yeah,
North Carolina. I don't.
I got Wisconsin. I don't think North Carolina's good.
Really, really.
Nah, I'm not a big North Carolina guy.
You did have North Carolina losing to Virginia Tech for some reason too. So
Because I don't think they're good.
I hate watching Wisconsin tournament games. They're always so bad to watch, and I hate them because Frank Kaminsky and Sam Decker. I think I'm gonna go UNC.
I
I
mean,
think
I just think Wisconsin's a better overall shooting team. So I mean, I go with my shooters. So
But schools like North Carolina, you just know they're gonna find a way to pull those kind of games out.
that's what Kentucky did, though, right? Schools like North Carolina. Yeah, yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
about that one, buddy.
I think they're a little bit better than we are.
I don't disagree, but I don't think they're good. I
yeah,
think
I'm
we're
taking
garbage, and I think they're just bad.
I'm still going UNC. I think as long as I can limit Trice, I think the interior with Garrison Brooks will be a kind of an advantage for UNC. So I'll take Tar Heels. The 5-12. We got Winthrop as the 12 seed against Villanova, the 5. Colin Gillespie is out with the meniscus injury, so Villanova is missing their point guard. Got upset in the Big East tournament as a result, and probably facing the best 12 seed in my opinion. So are we thinking a 12-5 upset here?
I have it as a lock. I don't see how Winthrop does not win. Nova is just on the downward spiral, and they're going to come crashing down with a loss to Winthrop. I mean, Winthrop, their name has Win and OP in its name, so like, how can you pick them?
Yeah, I'll take the upset too. I mean, Gillespie is one of their better shooters, so I mean, lacking that is just gonna be rough for them. So I mean, I see this as definitely a potential upset. So I'll take it. I'll take the upset.
Yeah, like Winthrop only lost one game all year,
Yes,
so
and it was by 2, only
by
by
two
2.
points. So I think the 12-5 upset here. I think Villanova is reeling with the Gillespie injury, and I like Winthrop as the 12 seed, so we'll take the 12-5 upset here. My Purdue Boilermakers, 4 seed against North Texas, 13 seed. I so mad about North Texas. I can't believe they beat WKU in the Conference USA Championship game. Imagine the Hilltoppers being here. Purdue versus WKU. I would have loved that matchup. But
That'd be a good matchup.
I got Purdue here. North Texas didn't show me anything in that game, and I can't believe they won it to this moment.
WKU just always screws up in the postseason. I wish they would. I don't know.
Three
I'd love to see them
consecutive
make a run.
years they've made the championship game and lost.
They have so much talent too. Like, I mean, 3 guys who were Mr. Kentucky basketball. Charles Bassey. It's just they have so much talent. But yeah,
Aviators.
give me Purdue.
I kind of treat North Texas as I do Georgetown. They have no business being here. They just went on a run and won their tournament. Uh, if Western Kentucky was in the spot, I know I would take them for sure. But I just don't think North Texas is any good, so I guess I'll go with Purdue.
Yeah, I mean, a matchup I would love to see would be Charles Bassey versus Travion Williams on the inside. That would have been such a good matchup, but unfortunately, Stansbury and the Hilltoppers couldn't get it done. All right, we got Purdue moving on. In the 6-11 game, Texas Tech, probably my favorite 6 seed by far, and Utah State, 11 seed.
I don't
Didn't
really know
see.
much about Utah State. I'm
Yeah, I
being
haven't
honest.
watched a lot of the Aggies, and I love the Red Raiders, so I don't see an 11-6 upset here. I got the Red Raiders moving on.
The fact Texas Tech is the same seed line as USC and BYU is just outrageous. I think they're a much better team than that, so yes.
I'm a
Texas
big
Tech with a
Mac
sweep.
McClung guy. Like,
Who isn't?
sorry,
Yeah, like who isn't?
he's too good. I mean, he's been an absolute stud this year. I'm so glad he decided to transfer to Texas Tech because it's done wonders for his draft stock. I imagine. Nobody's been able to stop him. He's just too quick. He's too good off the dribble. I mean, I gotta take Texas Tech easily, easily. Give me that lock.
All right, well, the 3-14 we have Arkansas and Colgate. Um, Colgate only technically has one loss all year out of the Patriot League. Didn't really play anyone, so it's kind of like the Winthrop situation. But I think Arkansas is one of the better teams. Eric Musselman has the Razorbacks. They were on a hot streak until they lost to LSU. So I got the Razorbacks winning this game. Don't see an upset here.
I do as well. Arkansas was the third best team in the SEC, and I just like the way their style of play, how they get up and down the court really fast, and I'm just gonna take them over a toothpaste brand.
Yeah. I was gonna say I do prefer Colgate when it comes to my teeth. I mean, I usually get the extra whitening. It works wonders for your teeth. So I mean, good job there, guys. But I mean, Arkansas is good. Moses Moody, he's a stud. I think this is a no brainer as well. Give me Arkansas.
All right.
It has great toothpaste, though. I mean, many flavors to choose from. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean Arkansas doesn't have a toothpaste.
It's true.
All right, the 7-10 game in the South region. We have Florida versus Virginia Tech. Two Power 5 teams that kind of underwhelmed me all year. Didn't like
But
what I saw.
Florida really underwhelmed me. Probably more
honestly,
so than Virginia Tech, honestly.
I feel like these two seeds should be flipped. I think Virginia Tech should have been the 7 and Florida should have been the 10. I'm not a big Florida fan at all. It's unfortunate what happened to Keontae, but they've just not been the same since that, and they've just not been playing very well recently. And I just like Virginia Tech as a better team overall. So
Yeah, I do too. I mean, Keontae Johnson was definitely a big piece of Florida, and you've seen how they performed without him. It's been very underwhelming, and I mean, I just think Virginia Tech has been slightly less underwhelming. So I'm gonna go with Virginia Tech.
I think I would take Florida if push came to shove, but I don't have a strong feeling either way, so we'll go Virginia Tech. Ohio State versus Oral Roberts. Ohio State, I presume.
Yeah,
that
Uh,
Roberts guy is good at giving oral presentations.
yeah, that was a horrible
I
joke.
don't,
Oh my
that's all I know about them.
god.
Okay.
Hey,
Right.
laugh and answer. You're laughing.
Okay, we'll let that
I'm
one.
not laughing. I'm not laughing at the joke itself. I'm laughing at how unfunny it was. Like, oh, he's good at giving oral presentations, and just dead silence, crickets. Can we add crickets to that? Like,
We can. We'll edit those in. Edit those in.
All right, in the round.
I mean, whatever. Yeah, the delivery was there, but not in the way you would think.
Okay. 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 We in the round of 32. We got Baylor, UNC. Tough matchup for Baylor. Really got a hard 8-9 matchup, even if Wisconsin beats UNC. I think. I'm still inclined to take Baylor, but they've kind of struggled down the stretch. Dropped 2 games recently, but
I
I
don't
still
know.
think Baylor wins.
I don't know about a tough matchup. I think I got Baylor pretty easily here. Honestly, like I said before, North Carolina's not good.
Yeah, I gotta go with Baylor. They're the stronger team, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a close game with 4 minutes to go.
All right, we got the 4-12 matchup between Purdue and Winthrop.
We're gonna have two 12 seeds in the Sweet 16. I just know it.
Kind of think I like Winthrop here.
I do too.
I don't know anything about Purdue, so I'll take Winthrop as well. I haven't. Yeah, I don't know
I don't
nothing
know
about
that
Purdue.
Winthrop will have an answer for Travion Williams inside, so that could be the kryptonite. I think that might allow Purdue to win. And Purdue between Stefanovic and some other options on the perimeter, Hunter. I mean, they have the shooting to compete with Winthrop as well. Um, but the small ball style could hurt Purdue as well, especially for putting Zach Edey in the game much. So I could see it going either way, but I think I'll take Winthrop. All right, the 6-3 game we have Texas Tech versus Arkansas.
Give me Texas Tech. I'm on the Mac McClung train. I mean, that was kind of hard to say. Mac McClung train. Yeah, but I'm on that bandwagon. So
Man, this is tough. I like both squads. Uh, God, this is tough. I kind of think I'm still gonna take Arkansas though. I think I think I like Moody. What? Don't give me that look. I like Texas Tech as much as the next guy, but they just always lose. Like they're just right there. Like every single game, they're just like right there, and they just can't pull out the W.
I mean, I don't know if Arkansas is that team to beat them though when they're right there. I feel like they can beat Arkansas pretty. I mean, not easily, but I feel like they can beat them. I mean, all they got to do is stop Moses Moody. Outside of that, I mean, JD Note, but I mean, there's not much. Like, yeah, I
Chad,
mean, it
we'll
is
let
tough.
you
But I
settle.
feel like they can win. I feel like they can win.
So my first inclination was to take Texas Tech in the 6-3 upset, and I can't find a reason to take Arkansas, so I'm with Josh. I'm taking Texas Tech.
Heyo.
All right. I mean, I don't hate it. I like Texas Tech as well. That's a tough matchup for me.
It is, yeah.
The 10-2 we have Virginia Tech versus Ohio State. I think Ohio State showed me something, especially in the Big Ten tournament. Overtime win against Purdue and then defeating Michigan to make it to the Big Ten championship game. So I think I got Ohio State here. I don't like Virginia Tech at all.
Yes, I do as well. Ohio State rolls, no matter who wins.
Yeah, I'll take Ohio State too. I think it'll be a pretty easy game as well.
All right, we got Baylor versus Winthrop. I think the Winthrop run ends here. Baylor's play style, I
Agreed.
think, was really good, and I think Winthrop will have a hard time stopping Baylor's offense on the defensive end. So I don't see any reason to think Winthrop can make a miracle Cinderella run.
Baylor had one loss with a much harder schedule, so battle of the two one-loss teams.
All right,
Agreed.
and then on the other Sweet 16 matchup, we have the 6 seed Texas Tech versus Ohio State. I don't know that the Red Raiders run comes to an end right just yet.
I don't think it does. I'm feeling an Elite Eight for them. I like the Red Raiders. I'm gonna take them over Ohio State.
Oh, before the Big Ten tourney, I would say Texas Tech, but I don't know. I kind of liked what Ohio State showed me. Maybe it's just a good run like Georgetown and North Texas, but I don't know. I really like Texas Tech though.
I just love Texas Tech's backcourt. Backcourt. I think they're gonna be hard to stop. I mean,
Yeah, give me
I,
Texas Tech. I'm pulling
I
it.
think I'm gonna take Texas Tech too. I think some team's gonna make a run. One of the two seeds are gonna falter. And I think this is the region that happens. All right, in the Elite Eight, we got the Big 12 matchup between Baylor and Texas Tech. Conference foes meeting again in the tournament.
this is gonna be a great matchup if this happens. I think both backcourts in this and these teams are just gonna go at each other the whole time. I think that's gonna be a very fun game to watch if that's what happens. But I don't, man. Do I stick to the Texas Tech train or do I hop off? What are you all thinking?
I'm gonna hop off. Baylor kind of won pretty easily their two matchups earlier this year, so yeah, I think the Texas Tech run ends there. I'm gonna go with Baylor.
I'm gonna take Baylor as well. Baylor kind of handled them in both regular season meetings. I think Scott Drew will have his team ready after they kind of suffered at the end of the season with a couple losses. So I don't see Texas Tech having the Cade Cunningham type that they did in the Big 12 tournament that they lost to. So I got Baylor.
I got Texas Tech. I mean,
Well, you're outvoted, so it's unlucky.
yeah, I know democracy rules, but I got Texas Tech. So
All right, well, we got Baylor in the Final Four. All right, we're down to the Midwest, bottom right quadrant. Illinois versus Drexel. We got Illinois, Io DeSumo. Let's go.
no brainer.
Another tough 8-9 matchup in my opinion. Loyola Chicago, the Fighting Sister Jeans are back in our lives against Georgia Tech, champions of the ACC tournament. Jose Alvarado, DeVoe. They got a lot of guys to really put their hearts on the line and really compete, which is what I like watching about Georgia Tech, especially on the defensive end. They're solid on the defensive end. So, what do you guys think about this matchup?
Uh, Georgia Tech.
I'll probably.
look, they were terrible at the beginning of the year. I just feel like the way Josh Pastner has them playing now, I think they're on a roll. They got lucky and got a bye past Virginia in the ACC tournament, but nonetheless, they still won it. So I feel like they're a solid team. But I don't know. I actually like this matchup. This will be a good game, but I got Georgia Tech.
I'm still kind of torn. I don't know, Devin. What do you got?
I think I got Georgia Tech here. Like I said, I love what I saw in the ACC tournament. Um, I think Jose Alvarado is really, really good defensively. And I don't think that Loyola has faced, somebody as dominant in the backcourt on that end of the court. So I think I'll take Josh Pastner, his face shield, and the Yellow Jackets.
I was kind of leaning Loyola, but oh well, we'll go Georgia Tech.
They did have 14 steals in that game, the ACC championship game. Broke a record.
They were dominant. They really shut down MJ Walker as well. So we got the 5-12 Tennessee Volunteers and Oregon State, winners of the Pac-12 tournament, stole the bid. Uh, Kind of unimpressive the run they made, considering how underwhelming the Pac-12 was all year. Uh, what do we think about this matchup? It's
I
an
could
odd
see it
one.
going either way. I could honestly see it going either way. Tennessee's not impressed me that much. I mean, they lost by like 20 to Kentucky, so that's not showing anything. I guess I'll give Tennessee this round, but I don't see them getting very far.
Yeah, I'm not a big Tennessee guy either. I just feel like Oregon State should not be there. They're just bid thieves. So I'm gonna go with Tennessee.
Yeah, I'll take Tennessee as well. I think they're pretty competitive against Bama in the SEC tournament, and they defeated Florida in the quarters. So I think they've kind of turned things around. And Oregon State, like, there's nothing I hate more than bid thieves. They're so disgusting. Give me, yeah, give me Tennessee. Okay, Oklahoma State and Liberty. Liberty's been locked in the tournament for a while. First team to clinch a bid against Cade Cunningham and Oklahoma State, the Cowboys.
I like Liberty, but Cade Cunningham looked so good in the conference play, so I got to go with Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I feel like I like Oklahoma State even without Cade Cunningham, but the fact that Cade Cunningham is on the team, I maybe I like them more than I should, but I feel like Oklahoma State is really good. I thought for sure they were going to beat Texas in the Big 12 title game, but they gave up 91 points for some reason. But yeah, give me Oklahoma State in this one.
I like Liberty out of the Atlantic Sun. I might have taken them to pull a 13-4 upset elsewhere, but I like Oklahoma State between Avery Anderson and Cade Cunningham. I think they're terrific on the backcourt. So I just think they'll have the best player on the court at the end of the game if it's close, and I'll take the Cowboys. The 6-11 game, San Diego State versus Syracuse. I think San Diego State was going to be a competitive, probably a 1 seed last year with Malachi Flynn, and then the tournament got canceled. So, I mean, they're still back. Uh, could be a solid 6 seed. Syracuse kind of underwhelming in the ACC. Kind of surprised they got the at-large bid over Louisville, but what do we think?
Syracuse should definitely not be in this tournament. Um, San Diego State has been really good, and I really don't see how Syracuse even competes with them. So I'm going to go San Diego State.
Syracuse has always been an overrated school. I'm gonna agree with Chad. I'm gonna go San Diego State on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take San Diego State as well. I like Matt Mitchell and what they did in the Mountain West, especially against some bubble teams like Colorado State, Utah State all year. So it's not like they didn't play anyone. And then Syracuse, don't really like their play style, especially on defense. So I'll take San Diego State and the Aztecs. The 3-4 we have West Virginia and Morehead State. Morehead State, Preston Spradlin had Morehead State kind of rolling at the end of the year. Competitive games against Belmont late in the season, and then EKU as well in the semifinals. So anyone feeling a 14-3 upset, maybe?
Not really.
That would be a no from me.
Really?
Yeah. No.
Wouldn't shock me. Would not shock me. I'm just
I don't think
not a
this is-
big West Virginia guy. Kind of like Morehead State.
I mean, Belmont game, I guess that's impressive, but I don't really see how beating EKU is all that impressive. So I mean, I'm going West Virginia.
I will say, okay, fine. We'll take West Virginia, but I'll say keep an eye on Johnny Broom. Solid interior presence for Morehead State. So keep an eye. He's only a freshman. So but we'll take the Mountaineers. The 7-10, probably one of the worst 7 seeds in recent memory, in my opinion. Clemson. For a second, I thought they didn't make the field. I was like, wow, they're the team that got left out. But it was Louisville. But I thought for a second it was going to be Clemson, and then they got a 7. What? Keep in mind, Georgia Tech got a 9, Wisconsin got a 9. Just remember that. But Clemson's 7 seed against Rutgers, Scarlet Knights. I think Big Ten was the best conference all year. ACC not impressive, and Clemson lost to Miami. Yeah, I'm taking Rutgers here.
I'll take Rutgers too.
This is another matchup. I feel like the seeds should be swapped. I like what I've seen out of Rutgers so far. They're not great, but they're a solid team, and they're definitely a lot better than Clemson. So I like Rutgers as well.
They got Ron Harper's son too.
Yeah, I think Ron Harper Jr. will be probably the best player on the court, and I think that's important in these closely seeded games, especially. All right, Houston versus Cleveland State. We're all in favor of Houston, yeah.
We are.
Yeah, easy.
All right. Illinois, Georgia Tech in the round of 32.
Illinois. I mean,
I love Illinois this year. Yes.
Yeah, I like
I do
Illinois as well.
well.
I mean, I would have had Georgia Tech making a run if they were a little higher seeded or had more favorable bracket, but I think Illinois is a tough draw. Tennessee versus Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
I feel like
Oklahoma
this is
State.
kind of a lock, honestly.
Yep, I'm a big fan of the Cowboys. Not much debate there. 6-3 San Diego State versus West Virginia. Give me San Diego State. Don't like the Mountaineers
Yes.
this year.
I agree.
You beat me to it.
I'll take San Diego State. Yeah.
All right, there goes Bob Huggins. And the 10-2 we have Rutgers versus Houston.
Houston. I mean, I feel like this is another no-brainer.
Ooh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely Houston.
I would not be surprised to see. Rutgers win this game. I think between Devon Dotson versus Ron Harper in the backcourt, I think that'll be a terrific battle, especially in the round of 32, kind of going under the radar. So it wouldn't surprise me at all to see Rutgers win this game, actually. But fine, we'll take the Cougars and Kelvin Sampson. All right, in the Sweet 16, terrific matchup between Ayo Dosunmu and Cade Cunningham. Illinois and Oklahoma State. It's a tough one. It is a tough one. I like both these squads quite a bit.
I love both these squads. I kind of wish Oklahoma State was a higher seed. So this game didn't happen so soon, but dang, this is really tough.
I mean, yeah, if you ask me, Oklahoma State and West Virginia should have been switched.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
This is very unfortunate. I really like both of these teams.
I guess I have to follow my gut and go with Illinois. I feel like this is where Cade Cunningham's college career comes to an end.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite Sweet 16 matchup on the board, but I think I'll take Io and Kofi Cockburn, especially on the interior. I think that's kind of where Oklahoma State will have trouble in this game, so I'll take Illinois.
They just have great shooters too.
All right, and then on the bottom Sweet 16 matchup, we have San Diego State versus Houston. Some kind of mid-major, non-power schools, but really solid, and I like both of them. So what do we think?
I'm
I
gonna go
give
with
Houston a slight edge.
yeah. Now I'm gonna go Houston as well.
Yeah, I think Quentin Grimes, transfer from Kansas, he's been great for the Cougars all year. Um, yeah, so I think I'll take Houston as well. Uh, Probably not a matchup a lot of people are gonna be looking forward to, but I think it'll be really competitive bout. And then in the Elite Eight, we have Illinois versus Houston.
Illinois.
I got Illinois here as well.
This game's gonna be easier for Illinois than the Oklahoma State game.
Yes, I agree. Yep.
All right, well, we have
Oh,
Illinois advancing. So the Final Four, we have Gonzaga, Alabama, Baylor, Illinois.
we went pretty chalk though, didn't we?
Yeah, for the kind of. So first Final Four matchup, Gonzaga versus Alabama. Thoughts?
I could see it going either way.
I could too. I think it'll be like the pinnacle representation of what modern basketball and the direction that college basketball is heading. I think Mark Few and Nate Oates have really adopted the kind of the philosophy um, really well, and I think both teams kind of will be able to throw haymakers back and forth. But I give the edge to Gonzaga just because I think it'll be more consistent shooting, especially I think they're playing in Lucas Oil Stadium for the Final Four, so I think that would kind of give them the edge, and I think when it comes down to it, they'll have the best player at the court at the end of the game with Jalen Suggs. So I'll take Gonzaga here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gonzaga too. I think Alabama's got Petty. I think he's a great shooter, but I feel like Gonzaga just has too many weapons. I mean, a lot of their whole team is shooting like above 35% from the 3-point line. A couple of them in the 40%. So I mean, I just feel like they have a little more offensive power than Alabama, just slightly. And I don't really like Alabama's defense all that much either. So yeah, give me Gonzaga.
Normally, I'm not a big Gonzaga guy in the tournament. Their teams have always been good, solid, but they lack that really good star power player. And this year, I think they have that solid team on top of that really good star player in Suggs, and I think he's the difference between them being good and great, and why they're the title favorites. Um, I kind of feel iffy because I don't know if they'll finish undefeated or not. But when you play an easy conference schedule, um, it's really not as impressive as like a Power Five school doing it, but it's still good, really impressive nonetheless. I think I not that it matters, but yeah, I think I'll go with Gonzaga here.
All right, and then the second matchup, we have Baylor versus Illinois.
This one's
Tough,
also kind of tough.
tough matchup, yeah.
I feel like Baylor has a little bit, like just a bit of an edge behind the arc, but they really don't have much of a. I don't know. I feel like Illinois has a better paint presence, with Cockburn. I feel like it's gonna be kind of hard stopping him. And Illinois still has weapons from behind the arc as well, just not as many in my opinion. But I think that post presence is gonna be what gives Illinois a bit of an edge. So I think it's gonna come down to rebounding and probably really rebounding and defense. So I'm gonna give the edge to Illinois here.
I think I like Illinois' team better, and I also like that They're ending their regular season on a high, and Baylor is the complete opposite. They've struggled a little bit down the stretch, so I think I got to go Illinois here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Illinois as well. Um, I think Io will really be kind of the difference maker in this game. I think between Butler, Teague, and Davion Mitchell, like Baylor has three really solid options on the perimeter. But like Josh mentioned, I don't know that they have anything on the interior to compete with Kofi Cockburn. So I think that two-man dynamic for Illinois is what kind of has me riding them all the way to the championship game. So I'll go with Illinois here as well. And in the championship game, we have Gonzaga versus Illinois. Arguably the two best teams in college basketball, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is like the ideal championship game for everyone. I think this will be the most entertaining matchup. I think this game's kind of similar to the Baylor Illinois game. Gonzaga has a lot of weapons from behind the arc, but I feel like you're gonna have to figure out a way to stop Cockburn, and it's kind of a similar situation. But Gonzaga is definitely better than Baylor, so I'm kind of split here. Honestly, I don't really know where I'm gonna go with it.
I think
What do you all think?
I think the thing that gives me the slight edge to Gonzaga here is simply the lack of depth that Illinois kind of has outside of their terrific two-man game. Um, and I think Gonzaga just has more pieces, and so if they're able to contain Io, I think Gonzaga will just have more weapons to kind of compete for 40 minutes, especially after the run throughout the tournament. It'll be close. It'll be close though. I would love to see this as a championship game, but
Yeah,
I
it's
I like seeing
yeah.
Kispert and Jalen Suggs. Uh, but yeah,
It,
I'll take Gonzaga.
I think if they can shut down Kispert and Jalen Suggs, like I mean, if they get, oh my God, this is. I think it's going to come down to the rebounding and the defense here again. I mean, that's ultimately what I think we'll do. I mean, if Illinois can hit shots or get offensive boards and get some second chance points, I think they can do it. And if they can defend against Kispert and Suggs very well, I mean, I think they can do it. I'll go. I don't want Gonzaga to win. I don't want them to go undefeated, so I'm gonna go with Illinois.
Yeah,
Just because
that's really the only reason. What would you say?
just because of that interior presence, I feel like that's gonna help them out a lot.
I mean, I don't feel like Gonzaga will actually go undefeated. That's just not something I feel like happens in basketball in a 40 game season. But I mean, I do kind of feel like this is their year though. They've been here before. Mark Few's had experience in the tournaments and has made the championship game before. They have a lot of experience on the team, and I don't know. This will be a really good championship game if this happens, or if any of these Final Four teams compete for the championship game. But I mean, I guess I'll go Gonzaga. They've not lost all year, so why would they lose now?
All right, well we are crowning Gonzaga as our champion. So there you have it. There's our collective from the sidelines bracket. Like I mentioned at the start of the show, we're going to enter this bracket into our tournament challenge group, FTS 2021, if you want to find it on ESPN Tournament Challenge. Or you can go to our website, ftspod.com, and it's our most recent article currently. You can find it in the articles tab or going to the college section of our website. Or you can find it on Twitter at FTSPod on Twitter. And we'll have it linked on our Instagram as well at FTSPod. So you can go ahead and find that information and go ahead and join, compete against myself, Chad, Josh, Noah. You got the whole FTS crew in there, and see if you can defeat us individually and collectively. We gave you some analysis on this episode, kind of gave you where our heads were at, where our picks were leaning initially. Might change throughout the course of the week as we ramp up to Friday, but yeah, I mean that's what we got for you guys. If you have any questions or comments or have any kind of matchups you're on the fence about, you want our input on, feel free to send us an email as well to the ftspod@gmail.com. We'll try to answer those, get back to you as well. So, yeah, like I said, you can check out all of the rest of our content as well, ftspod.com. We'll have some League of Legends content ramping up for the LCS and LEC spring split playoffs coming up this weekend as well. So, Tyler Bender will be having episodes of Running Around the Rift for all of that analysis as well. So go ahead and feel free to check all that stuff out and more. We got some MLB preseason content from Josh as well on the website. So go ahead and check that out, ftspod.com.
Bye.
Bye,
Have a
have a
great
great time.